Hey, we are going to take a few minutes today to talk about something that comes up all of the time in conversations inside of this business. It's those common objections that we've either heard or felt ourselves. Things like, I don't have the time to do this. I'm not a salesperson. I don't have the money. I'm not good at social media. I don't know a lot of people. Okay. Sound familiar? Maybe you've thought about one of those things before too. First of all, if you've ever said it or thought one of these things, you're not alone. Second, these are not red flags. These are not reasons to go, oh gosh, I'm going to shut down and it's a hard no. No, it's actually signs that somebody is actually seriously thinking about the offer that you're making and they want to make sure that it's a good fit for them. I take voiced objections as a good sign. Okay. One of my favorite ways to respond to any hesitation is with this simple framework, the feel, felt, found method. Okay. Can't take credit for this. I don't even know who invented it. It's been around a long time, but it works because it validates and it shows that you're hearing somebody, it validates their feelings, and then you're helping them to see maybe in a different way where there could be a solution to their worry. Okay, so here's what it sounds like. Hey, I totally get how you feel. I felt the same way, or my friend felt the same way. But here's what I found. Okay, and there's lots of different ways that you can say things like that. Like, hey, I totally get it. I thought the same thing when I was kind of considering this, but this is what I've seen since then, right? Do you see how it's the same framework, just a couple different words? But feel, I understand how you feel. Felt, I felt the same way, or my friend felt the same way. Found, but here's what I found out. Okay. It's a simple approach that helps you lead with empathy and also end with truth. Okay. It lets people feel seen. Like I said, it also gives them that new perspective. So let me walk you through 5 common objections that you're going to hear if you haven't already, and how I'd personally respond as an example using the feel, felt, found method. Okay. Number 1, I don't have the time. Okay. Hey, totally get how you feel. I'm a mom of 5 kids. I'm pregnant with my 6th. I homeschool. We've got a ranch with lots of animals. And I know if I feel maxed out, I know everybody's busy. Everybody feels maxed out. I felt the same way when I first looked at this. I had kids, I had this, I had a full calendar. There was not a lot of room. But what I've found out since getting started is that this business is built in the micro moments in between. Voice notes when I'm driving, in between the kiddos, quick check-ins in the car line, right? Small chunks of focused time, micro times. I stopped scrolling and wasting time. I realized I was wasting a lot of time. And I started building something with purpose instead. So you don't need more hours in the week because who has more hours to allocate towards anything? You just got to use them a little differently, and we can coach you on that. Okay, you see that? All right, number 2, I'm not a salesperson. Okay, here's how I'd respond. Gosh, I hear that all the time, and I get it. I felt the same way. I didn't want to be pushy. I didn't want to be aggressive to my friends. I didn't want people to roll their eyes at me. But what I found out is that this isn't just about selling, it's about sharing a solution to a problem that your loved ones, your friends, your acquaintances, your family might be experiencing. Sharing what's worked for you, what's helped you for your health, your energy, your mindset. You're already doing it with restaurant and podcast and show recommendations. This just happens to have a paycheck attached to it. So you don't have to be a salesperson. In fact, I don't necessarily want you to be a sales pushy car salesman, right? Okay. In fact, I just want you to share what's working and come from a genuine place. And we have ways here on the team to teach you how to do that from a genuine place. Okay. All right. Number 3, I don't have the money. Okay. I don't have the money. All right. Here's my response. Gosh, that's real. And that's a vulnerable, statement. And I get that, right? I get that. And if that's how you feel right now, I've also been there, and you can share like an example of when money was tight for you. I felt like it was really hard when I was considering this to justify even a small purchase for myself. I mean, much less, a soda at a restaurant. That was tight for us. But here's what I finally realized. I didn't have the money because I didn't have a plan to change my financial situation. This business became that plan. It's not always about taking on more. It's about stepping into something that creates more financial leverage. And honestly, that small step of me going, wait, I don't have the money because I don't have another plan in place to make more money. That small step has created a lasting change in my family. It's changed the trajectory of my family, and it's helped change so many other families' lives as well. Okay. Objection number 4, we're going to move right along. I'm not good at social media. Okay. Hey, I hear this too, okay? You feel like you have to have it all together and a personal brand and an influencer, and you got to make the perfect reels, and you got to be a content creator these days to succeed. All right, I felt like that too. I didn't even use social media when I got started with this. I didn't have the following. Okay, got it, right? I didn't feel like I had any sort of strategy when I got started. But here's what I found out in this business is that people are going to connect with realness, with you, with who you are, the way you show up. You don't need to have perfect posts or a curated aesthetic feed. You just need honesty, connection, and a willingness to share what's been helping you. Okay. And if you're not confident yet, okay, we're not expecting you to be experts right out the gate. Okay. Just be a good inviter, right? That's what also our team is for. We have mentorships and trainings to help you build that confidence, but we have tools that you can plug people into. So just be a good inviter to the things that are already in place for you. We guide you every step of the way. Okay. Number 5 is I don't know a lot of people. Nobody's going to want to buy from me. Okay. Hey, you know what? Totally valid. Probably one of the most common fears. Okay. So I would say I felt that way too. I thought everybody I already know has something going on. Everybody I already know is probably doing another something or another. Everybody I already know is either doing, this or that for their health. Nobody has time for, another business in their life. So they're just going to say no, right? Okay, I get it. But here's what I found out. You don't need a massive network of followers. You just need a genuine reason to share. Genuine reason. Most of us start pretty small, one conversation, one person who knows another person, and it starts to grow organically. And we give you on this team, we give you tools to expand your circle, to grow so that you're not doing this alone. Okay. Do you see how each of those examples were feel, felt, found? You validated it, you understood it, and then you helped them see the other perspective. Here's the truth. If you've had any of these thoughts, you're not disqualified, okay? You're actually exactly the kind of person that can do this with heart and intention. And I would say those words to people. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be open. If something in this stirred a little curiosity, lean into that. It might just be the nudge that you need to make something really meaningful in your life. And at the very end, I always end with 1 or 2 questions if I feel like they're really holding back from me. I might say, hey, this sounds like a great fit, right? If you kind of feel like it's going in circles, hey, this sounds like a great fit. What information would you need to know to make this a yes for you? Right? What information would you need to know to make this a yes for you? Now they're going to tell you, hey, I don't know. I just really feel like I need to understand how this would work in my life. Or, oh, I don't know. I just really need to understand how I'd make this financially work. Awesome. You walk them through the payment plans. Oh, I don't know. I just really need to understand like how I make money with this. Great. You walk them through the comp plan. Right? So you now know what information they need. So now you're not guessing. The other question that I might ask if somebody it feels like they're almost there, but you just can feel that there's an objection, right? There's something else. Maybe they haven't verbalized it to you. They haven't said, I don't have the time. I don't have this, da, da, da. I'll straight up ask, hey, I got to ask. I can sense it. What's holding you back here? What's holding you back? And now they will tell me their objection. And now I have the opportunity to help show them a different perspective and connect with them on a real level. All right, I hope that helps with overcoming objections.